We're giving away hats.
Welcome to a brand new episode of the Real Life Podcast, a member of the Nation Network of podcasts and delivered by DoorDash.
Welcome to Real Life, everyone.
What is going on right now?
I think that I'm in love with Matthew Kachuk.
Are you guys all drunk?
Welcome in, episode 322. I'm going to sneeze.
Oh, do it on air.
Fighting off a sneeze.
Fight it. Look at
You
the
can
sun.
see it on his face, too.
Look at the sun. It'll go away.
His eyes.
No, that's opposite. You look at the sun and it makes you sneeze more.
I thought it makes it go away if you look at the sun.
No. That if you look up and look at light, that helps your sneeze come out.
That's why I always sneeze when I do it. I thought it was helping me not sneeze, and I'm like, it doesn't
You're
work.
doing it wrong.
Oh. Hey, you didn't sneeze.
No, I didn't. It actually went away. I got distracted by whatever you guys were saying there.
It was really interesting.
Good advice.
It worked.
Good intro.
That's all it was.
Heavy good show.
Podcast is brought to you by the HGA Group, the next generation of business services. It's built to serve you better. Find them on Instagram and Twitter at the HGA Group. They're great. Chalmers, this studio, courtesy of the HGA Group. Welcome
Literally.
back in studio.
In the house.
They put this together.
Yeah, it was a great job.
How can your lawyer also run all your audio video?
I have no idea.
'Cause
I
they're
don't know how
everything
you
to
guys
everybody.
pulled this stuff off.
They're everything to everybody. That's why.
What do you think of the new studio, Chalmers? First time you're here.
Yeah, so the studio's great. It's a room with green wallpaper. No, green, like just a green
And a
fabric.
Fugelberg built table.
But it's more of the overall building that this is the first time I've been here. I'm in construction and I loved coming by you guys' sites, and I was just didn't really have the time to come by during the construction of it and
course.
COVID and just all that. So this is like really my first time seeing it. And so when I got here, I didn't come straight up to the studio. Like I walked around, I went down to like the basement, went down to the bathrooms, looked at the bakery and all that, and like it's impressive. It's very, very impressive because it's different from what I see normally, residential and commercial is very different. All the little tiny things that you guys have to do
The plates on the walls and the hallways.
for
and
the
shit.
corners, just so the corners don't get beat up. I mean, it's super logical for anybody that does commercial, but for a residential guy, you just look at all the little things, right? And super impressive. Like the offices are so nice. I saw a little sneak peek into the offices when I saw Bag Milk get surprised with his new jersey, and
That was nice, wasn't it?
It was so nice. It was so good. But it gave me a little insight into what the offices were going to look like because I've really only seen plans, and it's very professional, man. Very, very professional.
You didn't even pop up here.
Thank you,
You didn't even
Chalmers.
pop up
Thank you.
here like
High
as it was being built.
Like not once. Like not even once did I come into this building mid-construction.
I didn't even come into it for like 8 months during COVID. Like,
Yeah.
it just sat. We just capped her and left her.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if we were doing the podcast at Little Brick like we had been, I probably would have come in here more.
Yeah.
We would have come here probably once a week.
Yeah, and checked it out.
But the fact that we weren't doing that, which is never over here, and we never made a plan to do it, people got busy. And so, this is the first time.
We were lucky with our finance partners to be able to basically delay the construction of the building a year.
Yeah.
Because we said to them, we don't know if these businesses are viable. We can't just rush and open a restaurant to close a restaurant.
Well, I'm not from the HGA Group, but I just walked in here and I drove past Little Brick on the way.
Yeah.
And the amount of cars outside of Little Brick and the amount of people eating lunch down in Dogpatch, I think it's viable. It's a Monday afternoon,
true.
a gloomy Monday afternoon,
Yeah.
and it's busy. It's busy, and
I'm
that's
not for the HGA.
I'm not one of them. I'm not
As
one of
we've
the people
learned,
that
the
knows
restaurant
a thing
can
or
still
two. with the,
be busy and not be profitable. We're learning, but we're working on it.
Yeah. Anyways, it's very impressive,
Thanks,
very
buddy.
cool,
Appreciate
very,
it. High praise.
I feel like I'm in a very, a building that people. It's the people that I know, like you guys, who all of a sudden are going to build a construction building, like. I don't even know how to explain this. You go into other buildings, you're just like, man, this takes some real expertise. But you guys didn't really have that much. You guys employed the right people for it, and you come in here and it's.
Did you say when this started out, I don't know how you pulled this off?
Yeah, that was where I was kind of going.
Yes!
A little bit.
That's
I don't know how you guys pull this shit off, man. It's just impressive. It's fun to watch.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we were working with really smart people.
He took me up to the Airbnbs and we looked through them, and there's the finishing touches, right? You need to get the businesses running. You need to get them generating revenue. Get these guys in the offices, and the Airbnbs are something that kind of they take a couple more weeks. You said, right? They're super cool. They don't feel like you are in a neighborhood because they're on a third floor in the river valley. So when you look out the windows, all you see is trees, the top of trees, and the high ceilings. They're 800 square foot, or what did you
550.
550 square feet, and 550 square feet for a one bedroom with a full kitchen and a full bath. It's
tiny.
Not a lot of space. And when you have a low roof, they can feel really, really small.
Yeah.
These have these big, high pitched vaulted roofs the places they feel so much bigger than what you say they are.
And
they're
the big
finished.
windows too. We felt like every
Yeah,
time we did the revision of the design, we made the windows bigger because that feels posh too.
Yeah. And so like those, when I walk in there and I'm just like, I get it. Like, you know, and you got the bakery downstairs can supply a breakfast. Like it's very cool, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My sister designed the architecture and the interior, as you know.
Yeah, she did.
And this has been a building she had sort of built in her brain years and years and years ago. And it was the idea of like a community hub. You develop something that makes neighbors meet their neighbors. And in Edmonton, we live in like huge commercial space deserts, right? Like you have residential, as you well know, building new subdivisions, and there isn't really a lot of commercial space. Like my mom lived in Terwillegar Town, right? And like the closest thing to her was a Max, and it was like 25 minutes away. That was it.
Yeah.
So these types of buildings, the idea is Little Brick was our prototype. We had like a little cafe in an old house, and then we built a bigger one up the street. But my sister thinks like if they took space in the traditional North American suburb and made one lot like this, you could really change the overall quality of life in these neighborhoods.
Well, and when we were in the elevator and we're walking down, you said a fact that kind of blew my mind. I'm not going to lie. I did not expect for you to say, but tell people how many people you employ now just in the River Valley town.
45?
45 people now between two places. Like that's
3. Well, the bakery.
Sorry, the bakery too,
and
yeah.
then the dog patch and Little Brick. Yeah, 45 people and 12,000 visitors a year to Riverdale.
Very good.
Yeah.
When you first looked at Little Brick, I thought you were fucking crazy.
I remember I brought Chalmers down, like, Chalmers, take a look at this house. He's like, no, this is a terrible idea. Like, okay, noted in my log.
Like, I'm sorry, dude. I just like you're taking on a lot here with a building that is 100 years old.
Yeah.
And it's an undertaking. And I know how many things you guys had going on.
Yeah.
And at that moment in my mind, I'm like,
oh, like how many
this
projects
is a
we had to go?
full-time, this is a full-time, all hands on deck type of project.
Yeah.
And then you pulled it off, and it was cool.
That was a Hail Mary, Little Brick.
It was.
It honestly could have gone the other way very easily.
It was. Could you have done this without that?
No.
Yeah, no.
No. And the idea is like in the River Valley, our company, the River Valley Company, there's 10 sites like this that are all abandoned in the River Valley. And we're like, we will slowly build and activate each one, and they'll like make the entire River Valley stronger. So this makes Little Brick busier. Little Brick makes this place busier, but they have complementary businesses. Like the bakery does all 3 businesses. Mm-hmm. And we're opening up a container right away at Victoria Park. And it's like the skating oval, right? So we have all the food of Dog Patch and Little Brick, like all the to-go items are going to be available down there too. So even if there's like dining restrictions here at Little Brick and it's shut down or the patio can't operate or whatever, it also owns this container. So it's going to be really cool.
What's the container called?
Victoria Park food container, prototype 1.
To be named later.
Probably just Victoria
Better name
Park,
coming
we'll
later.
Yeah, but it's exciting. We have a deal with the city, and
Yeah.
a lot of people there want food while they're skating and stuff like that. So we thought it was a good opportunity.
Oh yes, it's like hot chocolate. Just kids hot
Bailey's
chocolate and
and hot
marshmallows, man.
chocolate,
You
that's what
sell
we're
1,000 of
working
those a day.
towards.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
The River Valley's cool, man. I think that we're starting to see some. We've been 7 years down here now.
It's now that I'm seeing it happen, it's a surprise that nobody's done this sooner. Like what the fuck?
Hey,
How
Chalmers,
did
we're
no
gonna
one
do
beat
this.
them to it?
Yeah,
What's that?
How did no one beat them to it?
Yeah.
because you have to take a pretty big leap, man. Like
I guess so.
Hey,
man.
this house isn't going to work. Okay, it works. How come no one else does this?
Okay.
Well, because everybody thinks like.
So that's kind of my point. Is like at the beginning I was saying, like when I saw your plans and then the plan for this, and I'm just going like how, and then to watch it happen. A lot of people and a lot of things you go and you look at and you see that are finished products. You go, this is really cool, right? You don't think about how did they pull this off, right? But when you hear about it at the very beginning, that's when the how are they going to pull this off questions happen. So to see it all through, you kind of go, well, and now people are probably looking down here going, I'm shocked nobody's done this yet. But at the very beginning, there was some major hurdles, I'm imagining. So
Riverdale's an interesting neighborhood because there's like housing co-ops down here, and there's like old houses and new houses too. And even though it's one of the oldest neighborhoods in town, half of it was a brickyard. So all the houses kind of were released in the south part of Riverdale, all in the mid-90s. So even though it's really old, it's also brand new. But they've been having a lot of polls down here at the community league. They want to have a pub and they want to have a cafe, but then it's difficult, right? There's a lot of zoning issues. Like this little building took us 2 years to convince the city. You have to fight the neighborhood.
well, and people are probably more protective of this neighborhood.
Of course. And that's why we want to
like-
do it down here. This is one of the few places in town with soul, right? Like it's cool down here. I like it. There's a history to it. There's a book I can show you in my office that somebody wrote about Riverdale. And it was like, 250 pages of life down here. And there used to be 5 businesses down here. And this is one of the first neighborhoods in town. It's really fucking cool. And a lot of that history was lost, right? So naming something JB Little after the guy who had the brickyard, Little Brick, right? And then this building, the Umphreville Block, to our knowledge, it's the first building in Canada named after an Indigenous woman. She was like the first lady of Fort Ed in like 1850, Louise Umphreville. That's cool, right?
Yeah, no, very good.
Yeah. So how come other people didn't do it? It's fucking hard as a bitch, man.
I know.
Everybody.
No,
like,
I'm not trivializing what you've done.
No,
by
no, I don't think you are at all.
And saying that it was so easy, because I do know more than the average person about the process that this has happened.
Yeah, and I ran it by you at every stage. What do you think?
Right, and so, and that's, you always hear of good ideas, and then you think, oh, fuck, why didn't I think of that? Or why didn't somebody else?
Poor old Jay, right?
Yeah, why are people continuously just building neighborhoods that look the exact same? And you talked about it with like commercial spaces. You go into one of these new neighborhoods, the commercial spaces all look the same.
Yeah.
And they're boring as hell. And the neighborhoods are all set up the same way. You got a huge condo building, then you got multifamily, like you got a row of duplexes, and then you've got smaller detached garage houses. And in the back, you got some double attached garage housing.
Yep.
Right? It's
in a strip mall
the
with 6
same.
locations, a liquor store, a Max, or whatever.
and they're all the same businesses.
Well, this gets back to like my sister did her degree in like city planning and architecture and that type of thing, and like you can build any city you want. You just have to make directions that like this is how we want it to go, and hopefully people look at Riverdale now and say like, well, shit, I should make one of these in Otwell, or I should go and knock one of these out in Westmount or something like that.
I listened to some old podcasts back in the day about city planning, and like just it dealt a lot with parks and parking lots.
Yep.
And just how much your average parking lot in the middle of a city is worth, stuff like
crazy.
that. It kind of delved into, in California, how they have a ceiling on, or like a golf course can only be taxed a certain amount underneath a certain legislation that they had a long time ago. And now that it's changed in the California, they are taxed on the percentage of your land value.
Oh, fuck.
Right. So a golf course, let's say the Beverly Hills Golf Club is worth like $90 million. They should be paying like, or $900 million. Sorry, they should be paying like $9 million in taxes every year. But because of the legislation that was passed for the tax act, you look at this, they pay like $200,000 a year.
Oh, it's like old senators
Right. And
rigging
so
it for their boys, right? Like, don't worry, Chester, we'll set that up for you. No big deal.
All these people are like, why can't we have access to this private golf course when it's public?
One of the first things that we had to do here was change the parking bylaws, because you originally have to have 1 half parking stall for every seat of capacity. So Dog Patch, which has like 50 people capacity, it's very small. You need a 25 lot
You
parking.
need to bulldoze those two houses
Seriously.
right there, yeah.
So when we bought this, the guy was like, I don't know why you're going to buy this. You don't have a parking lot for it. And I'm like, you'll see. We're going to fight City Hall. And he's like, well, that's not going to work. I'm like, you'll see. You'll all see. You need to have somebody who is able, I think, to kind of read what you can get away with in this world. Like the amount of rules we had to break for Little Brick.
That
is
right
insane.
there probably would have stopped, a lot of people in their tracks.
Saying there's no parking?
Just that single hurdle, is enough to say to people, this isn't viable. If that's the first one, there's got to be many more to come, and I don't think this is right for us. Go do something easier.
Little Brick, I had a structural engineer come, and he's like, you'll never be able to make this into a restaurant. And I took him down the basement because I had like this weird old beam that was all split. Remember that? I
remember
old
that,
beam?
yep.
I'm like, Chalmers, what do you make of this? You're like, this is a fucking disaster. That guy looked, he's like, I'm not even going to say I was on site here. Like, this is a disaster. And then you go down there and look now, we had a commercial grade renovation done, and there's coolers and all sorts of shit down there, right?
Yep.
I think that you have to, if you want to make things that are different, it's a lot more work.
Yeah.
And like for us, this is pride of ownership. There's also the economics of this building. Like the rent at Dog Patch, if I told you, your eye'd fall out, right? But that's how much you would have to pay for a building like this to work, right? I think also like had we put this to the open market and had tenants come in downstairs, it's an entirely different building. Like this building will work if you want to design it and build it and fight City Hall and start your own bakery and start your own pub.
Yeah.
But I did. So did Jay. Now we're sitting in it.
Yeah, now we're sitting in it.
And your
Sitting on
MTX
top
board.
of it.
Yeah.
And your MTX like, shit, I don't give a fuck about any of this nonsense. All I want to talk about.
And we got hockey to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. And you're right.
And this is why
It's not a city planning podcast?
I was actually going to say, like, I really wanted us on like one of our first shows here. I was thinking with all 5 of us, but today works fine to like sit down and go through exactly what you just went through for like 15 minutes. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. Oh, right on.
Like even hearing that, like the parking, like
Yeah.
something that 99% of people who come into here to have a beer or get a cinnamon bun will think, like, they'll never think of that, right? They'll never be like, oh man, I bet you there was so much red tape they had to cut through to like open this place up. They'll just be like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Oh, the neighborhood doesn't enjoy us for the
that-
most part, but some people do, and those are the people I like, and the other people are wrong, so it doesn't matter what they think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I think, like I said, I'm just really impressed. I wish Jay was here for me to tell him that too.
Now when he
Give
comes
you guys
back, we'll be like, oh, we're not talking
I
about
already
it. We
gave you a
already
big
talked
hug
about it.
and said
Yeah.
how impressed I was. And,
I think you missed it, Jay. Sorry, buddy. No praise for you.
Yeah, no. Well, he's out of town where I should be anyways. I should be at Top Golf right now with them in Nashville. But
Smashing it
so
out.
Jay is on a birthday trip with a really good friend of ours, and they are going to the Monday Night Football game tonight. The Buffalo Bills versus the Tennessee Titans. Woo! Yes, and there was supposed to be 8 of us that went on this trip. There ended up only being 2 that went.
Of course.
Yeah, unfortunately, they are the 2 that have the most amount of freedom to work from a laptop, barring any type of catastrophe.
The building's
getting home.
built, man. Jay can go to Nashville as long as this
Exactly.
motherfucker doesn't burn down.
Exactly.
It's fine by me.
And so we had our flights changed 3 times, and they became very expensive milk runs. The airline industry is a mess right now, and flights are just getting changed without notice. And there was the whole we could be stuck there. So I couldn't go. It sucks. So the guys that didn't go are getting together tonight at the Windermere Brew House, and we're going to watch it
nice.
there.
But you're in Nashville, technically.
Yeah, we're going to be in Nashville.
welcome to Nashville, I would
we're going
say
to try and spend the money we would have spent on the plane tickets there
Fantastic.
tonight.
Fantastic.
That could work. Yeah, that'd be super hard. But no, it should be, So anyways, I'll tell him later about just, that's
And ask him why he doesn't have any shit in his
his
office.
congratulations. Yeah, I mean, which one is his?
Far side corner.
Oh.
He's on the main street, main avenue. Big dick swinging.
No, nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we should get into it, man. We had a game that we could talk about. We had 2 games, and I wasn't here Thursday. Obviously, I was doing man shit. Man 101 shit.
Manly
Man,
work.
104 shit. That was an
work.
introductory man work. That was one level up.
Yeah. So I couldn't be here. I really wanted to be here Thursday.
How was digging your hole? Was it good?
Well, it wasn't a hole, Chuck. It was a trench. Just a difference,
Sounds like a hole.
Well, it wasn't a hole.
I think your M-Truck's digging a hole.
I mean, I don't know what constitutes a hole, but this was a trench for electrical and gas lines from the services to the house. This is out in an acreage, so
Should have
they are
subbed it out, Charles.
a
There's
lot
a little
further.
pro tip
Wouldn't
for you.
I have loved to
Sub it out.
Yeah,
I had a trench dug here the other day. Didn't see me digging it.
7 trench companies later, 2 people bailing on the last minute, and that later I found myself at a rental place getting a backhoe, because sometimes you got to just do what you got to do.
This is where you're good, though. You can step in and sub out a lot of subs.
Yes, because I've been around it so long, I have never actually operated like a mini excavator before.
Wasn't there some sort of permit required?
This is how little of a permit was required. I rented it. I paid for it. I'm like, okay, so it's going to be on a trailer. You guys are just going to hook the trailer up to my truck? They're like, oh, yeah. I get out into the parking lot. Trailer's not hooked up to my truck. Mini backhoe is not on the trailer. And they're like, okay. They're like, they want me to drive it onto the trailer. And I'm like, oh, they're testing me here. I get it, right?
Oh, I see.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to work it.
Sure.
I've never sat in one before.
Where'd you go here? Trailer Depot? Where was this store?
Maybe we shouldn't say the name of the store.
Oh.
Okay, let's not say the name
Trailer
of the store.
Depot?
Yeah,
Trailer
no.
Emporium.
It's a fictional.
No, it was a rental
emporium.
place, and,
Right.
and they
Sure.
were great. They were great.
Good thinking, your M-Chuck.
But so I hooked the trailer up, done that a million times, don't care. But now I'm driving this thing onto a hydraulic trailer, and the trailer is about 3 inches wider than the actual mini excavator.
No room for error.
Not a lot of room for error. I don't know how to use this thing, but I figure it out. I fake it till you make it. I get it up there. The guy, we hook it up, and I start driving, and it's, I get it there, and it was actually a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. I was very nervous, and trenching. The trench that I had to do was straight shots. So there was no real curves or anything like that. It was just straight shots. There was about 450 feet of it. I had to go 3 feet down by 12 inches wide. And it's just started digging. And honestly, within 2 hours, those handles became extensions of my own hands.
Did you think during the job, I'm just going to do this for a living and fuck my other company?
There was a point.
I know you.
There was a point at about 5 hours after, into me doing it, where I was like, my phone hasn't rang.
Yeah.
I'm so
Maybe I should
relaxed.
just do this.
I'm just sitting in the sun. I'm just digging some dirt.
best.
And then I'd say the second day, because it took 2 full days, I'd say the second day with about 3 hours left, the anxiety of every bucket that was going in, I was over it. Like I was sick of it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
okay.
I just had gotten my fill of it. I was done.
Couldn't go pro at it.
I could not go pro at that. No, but I also.
But you got it all done? It's all finished?
I got it all done. I got it all finished, right for the time. They came there and they laid all the stuff on Friday, and then we backfilled it Friday afternoon, and then yeah.
Well, that's why you couldn't go to
goes the
Nashville.
project.
Couldn't go to Nashville. Had to get the real shit done.
Yeah, exactly. But that's also why I couldn't be here on Thursday, which is I was really hoping to do it to break down the Wednesday night home opener.
Yeah.
And then we got to see our team a second time against Calgary. And I don't know. Let's talk about the game.
Beating on Calgary, there's nothing finer.
No, it was great.
I love it.
My very first reaction to that game was Calgary got a lot tougher in the offseason.
Oh, for sure. Shit.
And I after the first couple shifts, you think basically right after Anderson went hard on Yamamoto there with the little headbutt and stuff, I was like, we can't play in the trenches with these guys. Like it's not.
And you know trenches.
And I know trenches.
Damn right you do. You just dug one.
And so I was a little worried. I was like, man, I hope when their three most physical, toughest guys are tougher than our toughest guy, that's a little worrisome.
Who's our toughest guy,
really?
Nurse or Cassian?
Well, and so that was an argument that I had with my friends. What do you guys think? I think that now Nurse is tougher than Cassian.
Yeah, man.
I think
answers the bell. I don't understand people shitting on Nurse. He's one of the few Oilers I can think of. Every single time he's on the ice, he will answer the bell 100% of the time.
But I don't want him fighting.
Well,
and I don't want Cassian fighting anymore either because every time he fights, he gets hurt.
Well, then you can't have him on the team because that's what he's bringing to the table for the most part. Is that energy.
I thought he was effective on
I thought
Saturday.
he was effective also
Without having to drop the gloves. His whole
he's just annoying and he's blowing kisses and he's mixing it
Stealing
up.
sticks.
That's exactly what I want.
Right, but there's a point in those games where it turns to when somebody does something like that to Yamamoto, we need somebody who can step in and stop and like corral it, right? And
you want to get Milan Lucic back? Is that what you're saying?
Fuck,
because he never did that.
No.
He was supposed to.
I don't know what the answer is. I'm just hoping that we still won the game
handily.
Yeah. They showed that they weren't going to be the initiators on that type of shit, right? Like when it happened, they were able to stick up for themselves a bit, but like that thing with Yamamoto, I was like, there's a precursor to our team getting taken advantage of physically in games.
Yep.
And I didn't like it. I was a little worried about it.
See, and here's my take on that is the Flames can sit there and be the big bullies all they want or pretend to be. They're going to lose the hockey game because when the Oilers make it a track meet and make it about skill, they're going to wipe the floor with them. And that's what happened. The Flames did their little, headbutting and felt like they got their shots in. That's good for them. But look at the Oilers' goals, man. The power play picked apart the Flames. Puljujarvi's goal off the rush. He zipped past those defensemen like they looked like one of us trying to skate backwards. Like, the Flames can sit there and be tough all they want. True. The Oilers' MO this year, like, they have the best forward group in the NHL, in my opinion. Their top 9 is sick.
This is a great conversation.
I know. And that has been a real topic of conversation between a lot of people, what you said to John Scott, and then you doubling down and saying, I've had people legitimately texting me pictures of our lineup from Daily Faceoff and being like, this is what he thinks a top 5 forward group is. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that's what he thinks. Like, I don't have arguments for it either.
This is about John Scott?
No, this is about your Remchuk, right?
Yeah.
I just don't see what the argument against my point is. They were, 6th or 7th in goals for last year, and their forward group got better. And again, we've seen it through 2 games. Like, McDavid may have found another level over the offseason, actually. Like, he might be a guy who scores 50-plus goals this year. They're better than they were last year.
The one-timer talk was amazing after the game.
It was great.
The post games with Leon and Jesse was amazing.
This Oilers forward group is so good that I think we just need to be like, they're not going to win by being the tough, in-your-face, run-you-through the end boards kind of team. They're going to win because they score 5 goals on you, and you don't get to score 5 goals on them.
They have absolutely perfected. McDavid used to move around on the power play on that wing a lot, right? Like he'd move up and down. He'd be the one to draw people away, get open guys. He did it so efficiently and so perfect in that game that, like, I think our power play has gone to another level.
We're talking about being the all-time best of the entire NHL. People are like, I don't know if this team's going to go anywhere.
Oh, it was surgical. And one takeaway, I don't know if anybody noticed this, but and then a friend of mine brought it up the next day, but when he took that one-timer and broke his stick. The speed in which the trainer had a new stick for him was unbelievable.
special Connor trainer.
And then a friend of mine said that he was at the game and watches that the dude has his fingers on the sticks.
There's that video that came out from the Leafs game this past week
I was
as
just
well.
gonna pull that up. Here, I'll show you the one Austin
equipment
Matthews
That's like a
shared.
pit crew. Like he's got his.
The trainer's sitting on the.
So the
trainer is sitting there with his fingers on the sticks
Matthews,
of the
please.
people on the ice and just looking. And if one of them breaks it, he has that thing ready. That's
To think that in
incredible.
like 1910, the referees used to stand on the back of the nets and smoke while they were watching the game. And in 2021, you're like, oh shit, there's a special guy on the bench who's just watching the game to give a guy a new $300 stick. Boom.
That dude had that stick for Connor so fast. It blew my mind.
Crazy, man. Their power play is unbelievable. Like I am, if I could bet on them having the best power play of all time this year, I would bet on it. They're sick, man.
How would
They're
that
electric.
be gauged? Percentage?
Percentage-wise. They
Percentage-wise?
were close a couple of years ago. They have, like, single season-wise, they have, I think, the fourth best power play of all time was a couple of years ago.
What is the highest
Montreal.
power play?
It was the Habs back in...
72 or something, 73. Hey, see, I know shit, Chuck. What's up?
It was like, or something.
Like,
Anyways,
I think it was like 29% or something in 1972.
I really enjoyed that game. I really enjoyed watching Mike Smith
31%.
kind of pick up right where he left off. You
Yeah.
know? He's playing unbelievable.
He's looking great. He was talking about kids wanting to grow up to be like
So Zach Hyman. So what he said in his quote was basically, I told my oldest son to watch Zach Hyman play because I think it was more like an all-around.
Yeah, you won't be Connor, but you can be like Zach.
Yeah, his all-around game, and he's a welcome. Like just watching him, he's all over the place.
His interview was fabulous.
The power play percentage thing quickly. The Habs in 77-78 were 31.9%. That year, the Islanders are second. Then it's the 78-79 Islanders. And then the fourth best power play of all time was the 2019-2020 Oilers.
Wow.
And this year...
Wow. Oh, wow.
This year, they're 50%. They're
50%?
3 for 6.
Shit.
On pace for 50%.
Yeah.
I hate those on
I
pace.
know. But yeah, Zach Hyman, too. Like, he's fitting in. He's like, fits like a glove here, man. Like, he's
so polished in his interviews. I was just swooning so heavily after the game. Like,
Yeah.
he just knows every single button to push.
This team is just, there's a different feel right now. It's so likable. Pugliarvi, I mean, there's people at my house watching the game.
Like
Oh,
your
I'm not
family
supposed to say
members?
that.
Is
Yeah,
that what you
family
call them?
members, yeah.
People at my house?
People
That's
at
what
my
you refer
house.
to the other Chalmers members of the
No,
family?
we sat in the backyard and we had
There's tenants in my
our
house. Those are your
projector
children.
up. Yes. and people that don't really care about those just love
You have a
Pugliarvi.
projector in your backyard?
I bought one. I talked about it on here that I bought an outdoor projector.
Oh,
That
shit.
I move it in and out. It doesn't stay out there. It's like a sheet type of screen that you just put up and so we watched the hockey because I figured it would be the last real nice Saturday night.
True.
To watch it. So we watched it in the backyard and yeah, like people love Pugliarvi even if they don't know much about the Oilers just because of his
The Bison King.
his cute face, I guess they call it.
They love it.
They love him.
They
but
love him.
but yeah, like this Oilers team, it's a lot of fun.
There's something, feels like there's a little bit of a different sort of magic on right now. Like the way McDavid's getting fired up after everything.
Oh, yeah.
After the wins, after his goals, the way they're having fun in the post-game press conferences. Like there just seems to be like a different sort of vibe, a different aura around this group.
David Amber called Zach Hyman one of the great people in the history of the NHL to start his interview. Like, huh?
How do you get that? Like, what do you
Because he
think?
was a Leaf.
Because he's super positive and he's super, like, he's just a really, really, really good influence, apparently.
What was the vibe like on the post-game Instagram live beatcast?
Everybody was excited, man. Like when you win, first of all, games against Calgary over the last couple of years have been must-see TV
Yes.
just in general. They're feisty. The boys are angry. Plus, first time in 19 months with the crowd in, so the vibe was good. And then obviously beating the tar off the Flames 5-2, Connor hat-trick, gets everybody going. You know, people were excited. People were happy. We were talking betting. People were putting some money down on the game. People were at the game. People were excited. So the vibes are good.
Go ahead.
The last Battle of Alberta game at home with fans was when we wore our turtle costumes.
Yeah.
That was like 10 years ago. What the
It
fuck
seems
is
like so
happening?
long ago.
Oh, my God.
Two things is Connor McDavid goal odds right now. You got to get in while they're hot because they're not going to be plus for much longer.
I don't understand. What's that mean?
So they're plus odds right now. For him to score a goal on Saturday night's game, it was plus 105, meaning you put down $10, you win like $10.50. It's not a big thing.
Yeah.
But it's plus, right? Meaning it's not the favorite. And I don't see how they're not going to be
Has that
like.
ever happened that it's a negative number for a guy to score? Is that happening?
It was at the end of the
For
year
Connor,
last year.
it's ridiculous now. So like I was putting bets in on Saturday. Connor McDavid to get over 1.5 points at minus odds.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like that's crazy for a guy to get points in a game, and multiple. Like that means multiple points.
They're huge favorites tomorrow night against the Ducks, eh?
So that's fun. I've been waiting, like the first 2 games this season against 2 teams that we played all last year in the North Division. I saw Vancouver, I think, playing Anaheim, and I just was like immediately craving a game for the Oilers to play against a new team.
Yeah.
Like just a new team. So this is good. I know at Anaheim we've played them a bunch, but their team has changed.
Yeah.
This is how I get to know more of the NHL and the bit players, I would say, on teams.
Yeah.
Is when we play them.
I love the idea of an all-Canadian division when it started, but by the end of the season...
It was boring.
Wow, but in a normal year,
Yeah.
if that was your division, you would still play outside of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly.
I still wish it was a Canadian division.
I don't take the trade-off of the fact that you get these rivalries, that the games are so much better because of the rivalry, that trade-off is that you don't get to see other teams. I would choose the other teams.
Me
You
too.
get
Like
rivalries with other teams. too.
Last season, they played 10 games against the Flames, and I'm thinking, all right, by night 10, we're going to have stabbings on the ice, is what I was expecting. And then by the end of the year, I was like, oh, fuck, I just really like them to play somebody else.
Who are the Oilers' main rivals, do you think?
Calgary.
Well, Calgary.
You think, but are they really in a similar trajectory for the year, though?
Oh, you're talking about like who's standing in their way of going on
Who
a
would
run?
you look at in the NHL right now and be like, that's the Oilers' rival they got to defeat?
See, and that's the thing is I don't study other games. Like I don't get to sit there and watch these. So in order for me, I'll see who's in the standings. You'll know who is good. But to really get a sense of them is when we play them.
True.
Or they have like a Saturday game against like the Leafs or something where you're watching the first half of the doubleheader on Hockey Night in Canada and you get to see like, let's say a Pittsburgh play Toronto or something, right? That's when you get to see them. So I couldn't even answer that question. To be honest, I don't.
Like, I don't like Calgary, but I don't view them as being our peer. Little bitches.
No, yeah, like in terms of like hate level, the Flames are the biggest rival.
Sure.
In terms of like who they need to beat this year, it's Vegas. Because outside of Vegas, there's not really anyone in this division that's even close to the Oilers level, in my opinion.
Do we know how long we have to wait to play a team like Vegas?
Friday? Play Vegas Friday.
Shout out to the Oily Boys
That's
intermission
fun.
show. That'll be our first show of the year. Oily Boys. We're only coming out for marquee games.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Last year in the playoffs, we did an intermission show, the Oily Boys. And it was
For all the people that don't know,
very well
who's on
received.
that one?
Me
Okay.
and
Coombsy?
Coombsy.
And then we had Josh T. Park, but he has since departed for greener
Yes.
pastures.
Yep.
Well wishing.
Yep.
So now we have Waz.
Waz is in.
But our show's pretty wacky. It trended most times.
Did
There's
it?
a lot of whack.
A lot of whack.
We have
That's not a good thing.
No, we have a secret club. We hold up words to the camera, and so one was Yakupov in the first intermission, and then contract, and both Yakupov and contract were trending in Edmonton because so many people want to play the game. It's fun.
So you get words to trend by just putting them up to the masses?
Yeah. We say everybody tweet Yakupov
Interesting.
and then tweet contract. And everybody's like, why is everybody tweeting Yakupov and contract? Like, because they're listening to the Oily Boys. What's that? It sounds stupid. It is.
That's what we do.
First one's
It's
on
another
Friday.
flavor of content.
First one's on Friday.
That's all you need.
The Oilers also get the Ducks tomorrow, and the Ducks play the Flames tonight, I think. So,
wow.
Wait, ready to hear who's likely going to be the starter for the Anaheim Ducks? Oilers legend Anthony Stolarz.
What the
No
hell?
way.
Did every other goalie in Anaheim injure himself?
No, that is who they decided to make their backup over the offseason.
Who's their starter?
John Gibson.
He's really good.
Where's
John-
he? Why
glad
isn't he
Calgary
playing?
gets that.
So I got a question. If you were Anaheim and you know that you have a better chance of beating Calgary than you have of beating Edmonton, why wouldn't you play Stolarz
question.
against...
Take the easy win. Put Gibson in against the Flames
Okay.
because you need to win at least one. You really want to win one of the two games. Just take the guaranteed win. Start Gibson against Flames.
All right. I mean,
like this.
I get
Strategy.
I get that, but I guess the risk taker in me would say, well, let's go for the 2 wins.
I guess my question is, you sound like you love the Ducks a lot, your Amtrak. I guess.
Yeah.
Where did you go wrong in life that you know so much about their strategy?
I didn't even realize that I was looking forward to watching the Oilers play the Ducks, but now I am. Different team.
Different team.
Do we get to
Different team.
shell Anthony Stolarz back into the Stone Age? Yes.
I hope so.
Also, because like you're not playing every second night like you were last year. Like last year was like 56
Yeah,
games.
yeah,
It felt like in
it's a
58
casual
nights,
week.
yeah.
So
like
3 games this week, is it?
I like that though. You almost get more amped up for game night because you're like, oh fuck yeah, you only get one of these like every 3 nights, baby.
So-
And 2 games next week, so yeah, lighter schedule for sure.
are we in Vegas on Friday?
Yes.
Yet Anaheim's here?
yeah,
Oh, okay. That's,
Yeah, so-
usually we
We're
play
Vegas-
all those.
We're Vegas, Arizona back to back.
Anaheim tomorrow, Chalmers, but that's here in Edmonton, and
Yep.
then Arizona, Vegas Thursday, Friday. And
Oh,
then
yes,
nothing
this
until
is-
next Wednesday.
This is usually the games that my parents like to do the road trip.
Oh yeah,
They go to the Oilers game in
Best.
Phoenix, and then they go to the one in Vegas.
that's the best.
No,
We were trying to make a nation vacation for this trip on Friday, so it's a little bit sad.
Would have been great.
That is a little bit sad.
Just a little bit.
They're
Just
coming
a
back.
touch, though.
Vegas vacations are coming back.
Yeah, Vegas will
They're
be
trending.
there
I'm buying stock in vacations.
Oh, nice, good idea. Nice.
Yeah.
Condom sales are through the roof.
Yes.
Don't worry about why, Remcheck.
All right. Well, from
Can you
that,
get that on the new mic?
I
Hello.
awkwardly transition into telling the listeners about Twig and Berries.
People like having sex on vacation.
twigandberries.ca, where you can save 15% with the promo code NATION15. You already know it, though. At this point, you've heard me say that promo code probably close to 100 times. NATION15, they're still having their end of summer sale because summer's not over yet. twigandberries.ca.
Summer isn't over yet.
You like how I just kept plowing
Yeah,
through on
it's
that one?
good. Plow
It's
through
good.
Bag Milk's laugh. It's tough. It makes me laugh. It's like if me and Bag Milk were doing a movie together
Called
and he
laughing?
started laughing, I'd break instantly. I can't take it.
It gets picked up real nice on the new mics, too. The
Well-
Shure MV7s.
Glad
Yeah,
to entertain you.
these things are amazing.
$350, I was told.
And $20 for the stand, and we don't have enough stands because we ran out of money.
I'm literally holding mine. It screws into a base, and they don't have the base.
COVID.
So I say, how did you guys pull this off? But to be honest with you, there's
We didn't
a
pull
lot
it
of
off.
little missing pieces.
We didn't pull it off at all.
To be fair, I was the one in charge of the podcast studio. So
Okay, so
Oh,
we
for
didn't pull it off
fuck's
because your
sake,
Remcheck
your
didn't
Remcheck.
pull it off.
Yeah.
Oh, you've done a great job in here.
Yeah.
I want to build a cool design on this wall with like old Oilers stuff hanging on
Wall
it.
behind us.
Yeah, so just the green screen can be draped over it if
Yep.
you don't want Oilers content.
Yep,
And then when
yep,
you do,
yep.
you just peel the green screen back. But that's probably a
Can you
future-ish
get wallpaper made? Like, could you get custom wallpaper?
For sure.
You should get like bookcases, but with like weird. Actually,
Are you talking
not
about just like
bookcases.
What is Chalmers
Child
thinking
photos.
like
about
a
here?
back, like
He's
a
got something
backdrop for
cooking
like
in the
when
oven.
I mean, look, you guys like you and Caroline and stuff. You guys are doing more things on a daily basis that might not have to deal with totally just nation content, but yet that somehow ties into like daily face off. But to have like a backdrop that you could always have with it.
I think Chalmers wants the thing from like school pictures when you were a little kid.
Like
Yeah,
lasers.
the one with the
Busy.
lasers.
Pull down the
The
lasers.
lasers.
But
If
that's
you
why
wanna
we
get
just
real-
have a green screen because we could put any of that.
If you want to
behind
get
us.
wacky.
You can make it look like old Rexall Place back here.
But is
That's
it
what we've
like
been doing.
a Zoom background?
No,
like
it's
where they look
legit.
like shit.
Have you watched Caroline and I's show?
I have
The one from old Rexall Place.
The one that didn't work?
no.
Oh.
Your show didn't
Sorry.
work?
We had one day with technical
Oh, for
difficulties.
fuck's sake.
You just actually
You're
haven't
fine.
watched it.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
But yeah, Charles.
Chalmers doesn't even come to his own
Digging
shows. You think he has time
trenches,
to watch
man.
your show?
Where's
You'll get Wi-Fi in a trench?
If I'm not digging, yeah. Oh, look at this. The
Like,
giant pregame show.
That looks pretty good.
like the
Oh,
background?
see, that looks way better.
yeah, it doesn't look like it used to back in the day where you could just tell.
No, that looks good.
Yeah.
My favorite one was when he was doing the points bet betting minute, and he was wearing a DFO hoodie, a daily face-off hoodie, and it caused pixelation on the green screen, and Tyler was rattled. So he's trying to record take two, but I'm sitting beside him in the chair Wanye's in, and I just kept taking photos of him from like right in his face because I was just off camera, and it was fucking
But that is the type of attention to detail that you kind of need, you know? Your M-Check's got attention to detail.
Well, he ended up putting up the shitty video anyway.
You don't look like
Sometimes
you're
you don't
having
have a choice,
fun in
maybe.
it, your M-Check. I will admit. You don't look like it's fun quite yet doing the show. You look like you're very stern and like everyone's in big trouble and you're all
Gotta
gonna-
have an era business mode, business time, right?
That's why he's
you know?
the pro.
Yeah.
He's our hero,
Yeah,
not me.
I actually think that he's laid back. When I came in here, he was just maxing, relaxing on the couch and wanted to talk teaser bets.
Yep.
That is the type of guy that is relaxed. But when he comes into the studio, it's business time.
Because there's no game tonight. There's no Oilers game. He's got his Bills jersey on. He's ready for Monday Night Football.
Do you enjoy doing the show? Is it fun?
This show? Yes.
No, the other one. The Caroline.
Oh,
the
Caroline.
good one.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
Okay.
The good one.
This one doesn't matter if you like it or not. You're doing
Hold
it.
on. You telling me that I'm now going to drive down to the middle of the River Valley to do the bad one?
Yes, exactly.
Twice a week.
Yes, we get
Oh,
better
for
people to work on
fuck's sake.
stuff than we are, and we can't be fired. That's the business model.
Well, maybe we now really need to get our segment game going. Look, we're
you gonna
not
bring
all in
back
trucks
keeping it
anymore.
100?
Yeah, you got to keep it
Are you gonna
100
bring it
right now.
back?
Do you want me to keep it 100 right now? I
Yeah,
probably
you should.
should 100 at some point
Awkward
today.
interactions with the public.
Yeah.
Did I have...
You should think up a
COVID
new
is making
segment
it tough
every
for
week
awkward interactions.
and then never do it again. That's
That's
plan.
kind of how it goes in the first place. Like
plan.
how many messages we got on the old answering machine?
Oh, hundreds.
Thousands.
Fire
even.
that up again, eh?
the answering machine.
But yeah, here's the
I
thing
don't
though:
know.
is that we did like some of the segments. We were like, oh, you stopped doing them, but like listener profiles, we got like 6 months of good shit out of listener
That's
profiles.
true.
And like the answering machine, we got like that got us through 3 weeks of like really dry.
That's
3
fair.
whole weeks.
That's fair.
But like,
Is
we
there
got our
so,
legs out.
This is episode 300.
Is there? Are you just not checking them? There's potentially user voicemails in
There
there.
might be. Yeah, I haven't checked them in a while.
And what about like?
She's gonna be like,
what was
hey,
the other one you just said that we did? Oh, user profiles. Where do those go?
Well, we did a bunch of them, and eventually, like we
ran out of listeners.
We
man.
only have a handful of listeners, Charles.
Tops.
I guess.
Most of them are me.
I think Jay.
Jay just sent us a nice selfie of him in front of Topgolf into the group text.
Yeah.
He's wearing really outrageous pants. Also, I want to
Yeah,
say
they're
Bill's
Zubaz pants. Those are the pants that we bought when we went to Buffalo.
Zubaz pants.
So Zubaz pants.
Yeah,
They're like
yeah.
jammer pants.
Damn
You know,
right.
remember back in the day?
At the mall. I
Heck
remember
yeah.
there was a Zubaz store.
Yeah, I think it was called Zazu.
Zazu.
Yeah,
You're right.
And you used to be able to get any type of
Hammer pants and
hammer
shit.
pants. Yeah. So
they're back.
Yeah. Well, they're not back.
They never
just
left.
they just sell them for every football team, and you can get them easily, and they get delivered very quickly. And so, and they're comfortable as all hell.
Yeah.
The problem with them is you can't use the pockets at a football game.
Because they'll flink out. Everything will
Everything
flink
will
right out.
fall right out of them. Yeah. Yeah. But they are very comfortable. Not very
What you
warm.
do is you throw a fanny pack on.
So and
then you
they're
keep all your things
going
in
to a Tennessee Titans game in all Buffalo Bills gear. So I'm wondering if they
Ill-advised.
might headline
Fighting in the
crowd fighting on.
Did you see the one from the hockey game the
I
other day?
sent it
did.
to you.
I
I
did.
sent it to you also.
So yes. So let's break that down. A lot of people sent it to me, and it was awesome. And so
Oh, a lot
the
of people.
fact that I know it's it's resonating with people. We're connecting over this now.
Yeah.
As much as I hate it, it's helping me connect with people. People are, we're talking about it. But the initial video that came out looked like this Nashville fan just fed it to this
That one guy came in
this
so late,
Seattle game.
shotting everybody.
Right. So from that one angle, it looks like this Nashville guy's just having his way with this Kraken fan. But then you see the above video, like the above vantage point. There's a lot that happens before that. The Kraken guy gets gets him down and some good ones into him. And then the Kraken guy kind of gets pulled forward. But then I don't know where this other guy comes from. He comes from way up in the left top
He's
of the
like the
screen.
jacked up guy, right?
Yeah,
Comes in,
and
starts
he
feeding.
comes in and he clocks
Yeah.
Nashville Predator
Who
guy.
are you to get in this
so
fight,
hard,
fuckface?
And then as he's waiting, you see them with cock fist waiting for his second shot, and he gets another clean one.
Did anybody punch him back?
No, that guy got out scot-free. He landed 2 punches. They were devastating.
Devastating, man.
Yeah.
Unfair.
Yeah, it was unfair. I mean, but that's like there's a faction of people in this world that will see a fight at a hockey game and be like, I don't know those guys, but I'm in. And I don't. And so you got to be worried about those guys.
The third man in guys.
Third man in guy. So I really hope that these guys can keep it together.
I'm sizing this fight
tonight.
up. I don't know
'Cause
who
there
did
was-
what. I'm in.
They were swinging from the shoelaces.
Oh, yeah.
Too.
I love, because I still don't view Kraken fans as real yet. They just seem kind of comical to me. That like, I'm a Seattle Kraken fan. The guy
one, a week ago.
That guy going home or going back to his hotel if he's from Seattle and he's in Nashville for the game in his Yanni Gourde Kraken jersey,
Covered in his own blood.
Covered in his own blood.
rules.
Being like, what a game! Go Kraken!
Go Kraken. He's probably a super fan for life now.
The Kraken won
image.
4-3.
Damn right they did.
That image is just hilarious to me. Like, maybe he gets
Yanni
back to the
Gourde.
hotel and like his wife didn't come with him to the game. She's like, "Sweetie, how's the game?"
You'll
Takes
see.
off the Gourde jersey, puts it back in the
His
suitcase.
face is
like,
fully
whew.
rearranged.
Yeah. Whew.
I look great.
I love hockey.
Traveling fans are back, though. Did you see the flight from Buffalo to Tennessee?
Yeah, and it was just filled with
Full
Bills fans.
of
Fuck
Buffalo Bills fans, all dressed up already. That was yesterday.
So are we predicting then Monday Night Football fight, son?
Yeah. I think so.
Oh, there'll be a fight tonight.
There'll be a fight.
There'll be a fight in the crowd tonight.
And we need our correspondent at the game, Jay Downton, to film one for
Yeah,
us.
to
Can you
either
imagine
win
if
the
we got-
fight or
if
film
we-
the fight?
If the
Wait,
real life account went viral.
our guys were there. They saw the Nashville guys. They from a section over. They saw that fight.
Really?
Yeah, they saw the whole thing and they saw the guys getting taken out. They didn't see
They
like
went to the Nashville Vegas game?
I could have sworn they said that was just over from our section. I don't know. I'm not reading the messages from them
should we
right
call
now
Jay?
because because I'm jealous.
Yeah, no, it's
So
fair.
I'm
You have
doing an
FOMO.
avoidance
You have
tactic?
FOMO. Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Before we call Jay, we should give some love to our friends at DoorDash, where you can use the promo code RealLifePod. First time users, 25% off and no delivery fees.
You want to call Jay and patch him through on the roadcaster?
That's what I'm going to try to do here.
Oh, wow.
Drunk walking down the street. I love it. This is
you
my
know what?
favorite kind of Jay.
Jay, it's
he is a rambling fool when he is drunk. And I love it.
Well,
So let's get him.
I find it interesting too. Like if you've never experienced Trip J, Business J and Trip J are not the same
oh
person.
my God, no. Two totally different people. One's fun.
The other
And the
does
other
business.
one is business.
The other one's
good at business. We'll have to upgrade him from doing business to now good at business.
Yeah, yeah.
Forgot there's no phone service down here.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we can't make phone calls.
We didn't pull it off.
So I got that. No, we
Hey,
can. I
that's
just
not
gotta-
something
You don't need
that's
phone and internet service to run a phone and internet-based company.
FaceTime. There we go.
Oh.
We'll have to FaceTime.
Uh-oh.
Oh, can I like tilt it?
Hold on. There's no cords coming out of your phone. How can I hear him in my earphones?
Magic.
That's the magic
It's
of the
connected
Rodecaster.
to it via Bluetooth.
Yep.
This is why you got to get the Rodecaster.
This is impressive.
If Jay doesn't answer, this is
Yeah, this
biggest
is
letdown of the trip.
Especially after he just texted us a picture
He
of his
literally
flashy purple
just
pants.
texted you.
Yeah, I know. I kind of thought that was like his subtle message, like, "Hey, I wanna hop in on this."
He
but
said he wanted to hop in on our group chat.
I don't think we're.
I guess we're
gonna
not going to get him.
Well, you know
He's
what?
probably enjoying another chicken sandwich.
probably.
Goof.
Can you hit that one button with the dreamy noise instead? Now I don't remember.
Our dream for the game. What do we
Keep it at
dream could
100.
happen? What do we want to happen? See, maybe our
I want to
segments
fight.
don't.
That's what I want to happen. That's my dream,
Fight?
Tyler. Yeah, at the game.
You want to fight?
I want Jay to film a fight at the Bills game today.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want the real life Twitter account or Instagram account to be
blow
used
up?
on TMZ Sports because we have a first hand look at a fight in the stands.
You know who you don't want to come out to this party is Fighting Jay, because
Yeah.
that guy would kill somebody at the game.
The three guys that are going to the game are three of the biggest, strongest people I know.
You don't want to fuck with those three.
So yeah, I hope they don't get in a fight for the other guys.
No, I want filming. I want filming the fight.
I see.
Yeah.
So what else? What else are we going to talk about? What else do you want to talk about? Your Remchuk?
What else?
Mesmerized by his mic?
I would like to talk about the Oilers game further because it was quite
Okay, yeah, let's do
outstanding. I think that when you look at the Oilers this year and you look at just the positivity in the dressing room, I think everyone's going to have a rising tide of success. I think there aren't any bad vibes around anymore.
But there are, though. There's just, I was talking about it with Tyler. The bad vibes that I want to address is the people that just can't have any fun no matter what's going on.
Put it on the team.
Who
Who
are
cares?
they?
Just like,
There are people on Twitter today who are like, "Holy shit, Tippett's an idiot for not playing McLeod over Shore." And it's
Oh
like,
boy, oh boy.
that's what, and that's what I mean. Like, man, the Battle of Alberta on Saturday night was a great time.
Great game.
Connor scored a hat trick. McNana was happy. Everybody's chucking him.
For me to need everybody on Twitter to enjoy themselves before I enjoy myself, though, that is not a requisite.
I don't get it. If you find something to bitch about, you're either Devin Shore's brother or
Corey Shore.
you are just the most unhappy person
Pauly
in
Shore.
the
Yeah,
world.
Devin and Kevin.
Like you're
Pauly
the
Shore.
person that gets into arguments at the grocery store.
and then there's people who are mad that Mike Smith's starting again. You're going to Smith again? 3 straight games? Koskinen is just sitting there? Okay, well,
It's just like, what are you
back to
talking
back.
about?
Sitting there resting his glove hand.
They have back-to-backs later this week. Like, if you start Koskinen tonight, then you also have to start him on, like, Thursday or Friday.
Why are we not being happy that we have a bona fide number one and that we have a guy that we can start?
Yeah, also
and
Mike
that they're
Smith is-
starting 2-0, you know, against two
The Oilers
divisional
will have
rivals.
the cup above their head. There'll be someone like, yeah, but they're not going to repeat, that's for sure.
Yeah, but they didn't even shine it.
Yeah, they didn't even get Benson into the game.
That guy with the white gloves has been touching it too much this whole time.
Sorry, I accidentally turned
That's
it down.
okay. One takeaway from the game.
Yep.
Perlini. He's big.
Oh, he big.
He's big.
Yeah,
Like
big
I
boy.
said, I didn't watch any exhibition
Oh,
games,
he's
but
But what you need to see, Chalmers, is Wanya interacting with Mama Perlini on Twitter.
oh,
She's on
this
Twitter.
is your go-to, eh?
Oh, I love her.
If you
She's
want to
great.
get to the players you love, you just
You
go for
through
Mama Bear first.
You got to
Yeah.
go talk to Mom,
Yep.
and then you get her seal of approval. She's jacked up. She can't believe how engaged Oilers fans are on Twitter. She's having a great time.
That's awesome. Well, like I mean, I hadn't obviously seen Derek Ryan all that much.
Former U of A Golden Bear.
Yeah,
Former Calgary Flam.
You know, don't.
Carolina Hurricanes.
That guy was awesome.
He's fun.
So glad he got that goal.
When the Oilers signed him, I asked Ryan Pike from Flames Nation, I'm like, what kind of player is he? And he's just like, you know what? You guys are going to get 10 to 12 minutes of calm, non-event hockey per night. I was like, that's great.
Yeah,
Then he goes and scores a big goal against the Flames. Who doesn't like that?
yeah.
Derek Ryan hates Flames, confirmed.
I broke the mic.
They really went down to 3 lines, hey, for that game though.
Yes.
The Oil?
Yeah,
Yeah, they really did.
that fourth line. I don't think they got a minute worth of ice time in the third period. Why would that be when you're winning?
I don't know. Tippett likes to go with just
The hot
shutting it
hand.
down when he's
Well, and that's the thing is the first 2 lines were playing really well.
Tippett
I even
actually,
thought the third line was too.
he doesn't
Yeah,
run
yeah.
the McBlender either. He tends to keep lines together. Before people be all worked up about lines, like, they're only going to last for 3 seconds. The fuck do you care?
You know, I guess a fourth line is really there to provide a spark when a spark is needed.
Or just a breath.
And I guess, yeah, or a breath if guys are getting winded. And I guess if it's not needed, then they sit. Not used.
Especially when it's a tight game like that. Like, I'm kind of a fan of giving everybody a shift early on, like make sure everyone's into the game at least. But as you get towards the end of the game, like you need to prioritize winning, not making sure like, you know, Shore or McLeod or whoever the fuck is playing on that fourth line. Like, oh no, we got to get them an extra 90 seconds of ice time tonight. Like, no, you need to win. So just do whatever it takes to win. Like,
Staple those butts to the benches, boys. That's what I'd say if I was coach.
You know what? Just enjoy the game. Enjoy watching Connor do his thing.
Enjoy making
Fourth
six
line.
figures for doing basically nothing for the next
yeah.
24 hours.
Seven
except
figures even.
7 for some of them.
remember when Jay said, hey, I'll hop on the pod for a little bit?
He's drunk.
Yeah, he just texted me and said, you rang, question mark?
Oh, my Lord.
He's like, yeah, man, you just sent us a text message 3 seconds ago.
He's been in Nashville for like 3 days now. He's probably forgotten that the time is different.
Yeah.
Hey, we all voting today?
Of course.
Okay.
You have to.
For the new flavor of Dorito at Dorito.net.
Yeah, I'll be voting for the
delicious.
new mayor of St. Albert because that's where I
Yeah, true. This daylight savings question.
How is this even something we're allowed
What
to
are we
vote
doing
on?
as a
It'll
society?
fuck up our sports schedule.
How are we
have
allowed
9
to
p.m.
decide what
Oilers
time
games.
it is? It
Okay,
doesn't make
so
sense.
we all are in agreement that we can't have pitch black at 10 a.m. and the repercussions that will come if we do not stick to what we've been doing.
I don't want 9:30 Oilers games.
No, me neither.
That's insane.
And here, the way they worded the question was, do you want daylight savings time?
So that means if I say yes, I want to stay the way it is.
No, that's the thing. It's the question is worded in a way where it's like, do you want straight daylight savings time? Meaning, we just live like this all the time.
Oh.
Or we go back to
I want spring
What's the
ahead,
other one
fall
called?
back.
Is it that big of a deal?
standard
Like,
time and just have that.
Okay, I want the one where it changes so there's more time in
That's-
the spring.
that is-
So how do I vote?
No,
Oh,
you
fuck.
don't want straight daylight savings time. I know the question is so confusing. I had to like break it down, and I'm like, people
this
are
a
not
test?
going to understand, and they think because the way that I thought was like, no, because I do want daylight savings, but in their interpretation of the question,
And it says, do you
There-
not want
exactly.
daylight
I don't know, man.
savings? Fuck.
If it all changes because they worded the question so poorly, I'm going to be so fucking.
I'm
mad.
going to be pissed too, especially if there's like a Wednesday game where the Oilers are playing at 9:30. It's annoying.
How is it even up for debate? Like gravity has a certain speed, meters per second. I can't vote it to a different number.
I also don't understand why this upsets people so much. This
Hold on.
Oh, look, we got him.
shifting 1 hour
We
back.
got
and
him.
forth.
Can you hear us?
boy.
Yeah, Jay, you're live now, Jay.
How are we doing, everyone?
Oh boy, look who's here. Day 3
Down in front
Nashville.
of the Bridgestone Arena.
Oh,
Hey, I'll jump on the Zoom, but I won't take earphones with me just in case. So I'm going to put the phone up to my ear.
Well, so I'm wearing these pants.
Oh, we saw them. Zubaz
I'm wearing
pants.
these pants, and the pocket game is horrific on them. So I didn't bring them because I knew I was going to lose them.
You know, what's funny? We actually broke down the pocket game in a pair of Zubaz pants about 10 minutes ago because I told them that those were the pants that we all wore to the Buffalo Bills games. But the only problem with them is their pocket game is horrible.
Oh yeah, the pocket square footage is not enough to allow one to party and bring any type of wallet or phone with them.
Can you
that's-
rock fanny pack?
So this morning I'm like, fuck, I need a fanny pack, so I'm going to go hunting for one.
So-
I've got my Bill starter jacket on right now, which has got the inside jacket that's getting worked overtime. But the thing with the inside pocket is that my phone is too tall for it to be able to close it. So once again, it's another risk.
Do you remember that when we were going to Buffalo, you were actually in the market for a Buffalo Bills fanny pack / hand warmer that could have fit all this
Of
stuff in
course.
it, but you couldn't get it. There was some problem with that.
Those hand warmers are game changers. I got my Cleveland Browns one, which is great because it doubles as a fanny pack.
Yeah. How was Top Golf?
Oh, Top Golf is good. I was horrific for some reason. I've been juggling. I've had to work today, which has been annoying. So I've been in and out of phone calls and then swinging the golf club. I must have hit about 14 shanks. It was embarrassing, but whatever.
Nah, you're not there for the golf. You're there for the party. Let's be honest.
Well, that's the thing. We just kind of wanted to ease our way in. But I'll tell you one thing. Bill's Mafia has come to Nashville. Holy fucking shit. I bet you it'll be 50-50 Bills to Titans fans tonight.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
What's the prediction on the beers per quarter, Jay?
BPK.
Oh, beers per quarter. Yeah, this is Fun Days coming. So beers per quarter, we're probably going to operate at a 3 to 4 pace.
No. So you think there's a chance? You think you're putting back 12 to 16 beers?
I know that he will. I know that he will. That's not even a question.
Yeah, I think in terms of overall volume, because I'm going to get the big beers. So one of those like 1.5 normal beers. So I'm probably definitely a 3. Yeah, no, I'm going big tonight.
I guarantee you'll have
all
two,
my energy for.
You'll have 2 of those big super cans, which is 1.5. So it'll be like 4 cans. Yeah, you'll have a 12-pack in you by the end of the game. And if you
so. It's going to be hard not to. You got to get lost in this moment. This is what I've been training for my whole life.
Jay, speaking about getting lost in the moment, also I'm putting in a request that if there's a fan fight tonight at Monday Night Football, that we are the ones that capture it and have our account go on TMZ Sports.
I will try. I will try to be our Nashville bureau chief and be your eyes inside the building for that.
Okay, so that leads into our last question. Well, maybe not last one, but were you at the Kraken Predators game?
Yes.
Did that fight happen close to you?
It was directly across. We were directly across from it, so we could see the kerfuffle. I couldn't see like in detail. I could just see the scrum, and then I saw like the security come and clear everyone out. Like I didn't get to see like it was too far for me to like see it in detail like it was in the video, but I could see what was happening.
Okay, well,
I also live bet. I was watching the game, and I could see the Kraken were outplaying the Preds, and they were down 1-0. Live bet them, hit them at plus 190. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Well done.
You got money on the Bills tonight?
Yeah, I think you just have to. It's customary. What, they're -6, so what are they paying? Like -200? I'm just going to do it to do it, just so I can, I'm fully posed out right now as a Bills fan, so I got to lay some money down on them.
Safe travels, Jay. Thanks for coming on the pod.
Hey, don't get in one of those fights. Don't
Nope.
be the star of the video.
Don't be a hero.
No. I'm always the videographer.
You save
That's
your
my
crowd
rule on the
fights
road.
for Oilers games.
Yes, exactly.
Have fun, big man.
All right, see you, boys. Have a good show.
Buddy.
Well, we have had a good show, Jay,
That was
because we've
nice.
been recording for a long time.
That's a nice touch.
Oh, it's nice to get a little check-in from
Check-in?
from on the
Go
road.
to check in.
He asked me when he texted me, he goes, "You guys are still recording?" And he definitely forgot about the time
Forgot
change.
the time change.
Wait,
For
what
sure
time-
he did.
what time
It's
is it
3
there?
o'clock.
Maybe you already voted and we don't do that anymore.
Sorry. We started at 1 o'clock here, so it would have been starting at 1 o'clock, at 3 o'clock there. So whatever time it is now, it's 4:15 there right now.
Oh, then you know what? I'm surprised he is not 3 sheets to the wind at 4:15. He's minding the pitch count today, as far as I see.
Well, that work probably
When you
coming into
plan on
play.
having a 16 beer game later that night, you should tone it down.
That is an aggressive.
Big
an
beers too. I don't know if he was
aggressive total.
calculating back like a tall beer is 1.5 tiny beers.
Yes, he
so
was. No, he was.
16
He-
beers
so- no.
would be only 12 tallies or whatever.
Yeah. No. He's not having 12 tallies. He's having 2 per quarter. He's having what would amount to 8 tallies. He's having 12
Over the
total
course. Sure.
small cans.
Beers, okay.
Yeah, beers. Because you just double fist on the way to your seat.
Yeah.
And for that quarter, you drink them, and then that's
not that crazy.
Crazy.
See,
no.
and my calculation of beers per quarter or beers per period is always just standard, whatever they come in at the stadium.
Well, and remember, these aren't like heroin beers from Rexall. These are
Bud
Bud
Lights.
Lights
Yeah.
or
Bud
Michelob
Lights.
Ultras.
Do you
Like,
want to know my entire claim to fame in life here, Check? The only thing I've ever done that I'm proud of?
I'm going to hear it anyways, so
Game,
absolutely.
You might as well be into it, or he'll say it twice.
Yeah. Why?
Game 6, 06 Cup Finals. They had a beer garden prior to. I drank 16 beers, one for every win to win the cup. And I was out of my mind by the end of the game and so happy. Then I got an underage kid into the busiest bar in town, my cousin.
Allegedly.
Statute of limitations has run out. That was 11 years ago, and the bar doesn't even exist.
There you go.
Fair enough.
True.
Allegedly.
So anyways,
we will never partner with AGLC.
16 beers at an Oilers game. Your check.
And
I had that
who's-
many Ryan Cokes once at a Oilers game.
And what?
I'm just kidding.
11D?
11D.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't drink beers like that. I have like 2, and then I'm beered out. So
You
it's
get bloated.
It's on to
Yeah.
the cocktails. Yeah.
But that's the thing I like about beers is they tell you when you're done.
You can
for the
meter
night.
it. Exactly. Hard
Yeah.
alcohol is too hard. You get
Yeah.
triples, you get octuples. It's all a mess.
That's like I get messy on hard booze. I don't really get messy on beers anymore. Because I'll get to a point with beers where I'm like, all right, I'm bloated. Like no more. But with the hard booze, you're always like, I can do one more double, but the previous double hasn't kicked in yet, and then you're just too.
When you
me.
get bloated, it's like a water slide. You just got to send more kids down the water slide to unplug the water slide.
I'm
So
like
if you start to
14
feel
I'm 14 years older than you, Chuck, and I still don't know when it's done. When the cocktails. Are
My
telling me
problem
to
with
stop.
cocktails is that I'll have a rum and coke, and then it turns to a double rum and coke, and then all of a sudden, you know what? That double rum and coke was delicious. I might have a triple.
Why not?
All right. Well, hopefully we all enjoy some during the Oilers game tomorrow night.
Responsibly.
Against the
So
Ducks.
what are we looking forward to this week? We got Thursday podcast, but we've got a Wednesday night Anaheim game. That's going to be
We probably
fun.
don't have a Thursday podcast.
Okay, let's not then.
Because you got that other show, the
We got,
show.
we got the live show at 1, so unless we can do it at a different time.
Oh,
Scheduling.
So the new office is really putting in some wrinkles into the old schedule.
We need to get about 5 more roadcasters.
Well, I could definitely make Monday at this time a regular occurrence.
Perfect.
Yeah, you will.
The Thursday, whatever you guys figure out, we'll do. Maybe we just do it on the road. Maybe because I know that you had a problem with the later.
That's the only thing. Wanye Jr.
Or
He goes to bed so early. If it's a 2:30 show, I barely don't get to see him.
And then if we do it earlier, I can't be here, but you guys could do it earlier if like Liam or Waz steps in.
And Uramchuk heard me say, well, we could get another producer, and he took it extremely to heart.
How did you guys
All
do
I meant wasn't that you're great. I just meant if you couldn't do some shows, we could get a sometimes different producer. That's
Yeah, like
it.
a Waz or a Liam.
on Thursday? Since me and I'm guessing JR wasn't here on Thursday either.
No.
Did you guys end up doing your football bets?
No, we didn't.
No.
So our records stay the same.
Yep.
All right, and then we're not going to have one this Thursday, so we're not going to have a record for next. So
Maybe
that's
we'll do them and I'll post. Maybe we'll do them and I'll
We
post
just post
a
them on
graphic.
social.
Yeah, I'll post them on social.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, good call. Shout out to the HGA group again. They're fantastic. DoorDash is also great.
Delicious.
Twig and Berries is comfy as all hell.
We're in mine right now, Tyler.
And this
You wanna see them?
podcast was enjoyable.
Come
in my
see Dog
opinion.
Patch.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Come see Dog Patch.
And I'll tell you, because you know what, I'm coming for brunch this weekend, Chalmers. Just because I want to get them. What are they called? The flutes. No,
Oh, a Bellini
the-
flight.
Yeah, I want
No,
Bellini
Mimosa Flight.
Mimosa flight, correct.
Mimosa flights. I want all of them.
We have there's a mimosa morning
It's like a
downstairs
shot
on Sunday.
ski, but of mimosas for fancy folk.
Hello.
Yeah, I want a
And
mimosa flight.
This weekend I had the BBLT.
Oh, the double B?
The double bacon lettuce tomato sandwich. Holy shit, that is the best thing I've ever put in my mouth.
I didn't realize it, and there should be more places in Edmonton that offer a really fantastic Sunday brunch. Because if you back in the day when we used to go to the bar Saturday, we'd always wake up for a nice Sunday brunch. Of
course, you had to.
And there was only a certain amount of places in Edmonton that had it.
Mostly
You
Brewster's.
dipping your toes into that water. I
Mostly
see.
Brewster's is where we went all the time.
I love
We
me
did.
a
We
delicious
used to-
brunch after drinking.
Yeah, I mean, there's that one place on White Ave, but it's always packed. Like it's packed.
Tasty
packed.
Tom's?
No, it's the one by like the farmers market. Just across the street from the parking lot. I don't even remember what it's called.
Either
New
way,
York-
it's not as good as Dog Patch.
That's right.
Not Blue Plate Diner. Where's that?
Steel Wheels? Are you thinking of the pizza place across from the old Club Malibu?
No. This is like a little
New York
Like-
Bagel?
Like
maybe.
Yeah, I know
Yes.
where you are. That's where they charge you for water.
Yes, that's
What?
the one.
Yeah, they'll charge you
there's
for
Next
lemon
Act
water.
Pub
there.
right there. There's a lot of good shit.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
Next act's across the street, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that isn't the same place.
I don't know.
Well, you know what? You can go somewhere or you can come here.
Yeah, you come here and get
Come
a
here.
mimosa flight.
Flute. Flight?
Flight.
It's a flight of
Flight.
flutes.
Shot ski. We should
Okay.
get a shot. ski.
Still don't know what it is.
Just a little wood thing with four
It's
little.
just a little. It's a tasting. It's classy. Instead of
have one
having
right now.
one, you're having 4.
Don't dare me to drink booze.
The only thing I like better than one is 4.
That's right.
Good podcast, everybody.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Real Life Podcast. Don't want to miss any of our nonsense? Hit the subscribe button and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram.